Hello and welcome to today's masterclass on how to find your ideal client with Facebook ads. My camera is just doing something funny there. There we go. Hello and welcome to today's masterclass on how to find your ideal client on Facebook ads. So the best way to do this is by using your audiences. So I'm going to show you how to set up 3 types of audiences today, and you can follow along in your own business manager. And even if you're not running ads yet, it's always a good idea to set these audiences up first to see how it's done, and you can use them as part of your strategy. It's also just a good idea to see how many people are going into these audiences. So let's get started. I'll just share my screen. Ooh, we don't want to see that. Okay, so let's talk about finding your ideal client. So one of the best ways, I'll talk about the 3 types of audiences that there are with Facebook ads. So you may have heard these terms before. There's the custom audience, and that refers to a warm audience. So customers that have done business with you before in some way. So it might be a database list that you upload into Facebook, or an email list that you have. So you upload that into Facebook and it goes and matches all the data that you give it. So you might give first name, last name, email address, and there's a little template that Facebook actually give you, and you upload your CSV into Facebook and it goes and matches and goes and finds all those people. And you're basically using the power that Facebook has, because it's very good at matching all that information up, especially if it has someone's email address. So you can create a custom audience with that. There is many different ways you can create custom audiences. Another one is people that have engaged with you on Facebook or engaged with you on Instagram. You can create an audience of those people. So it's an example of warm audiences. So people that have interacted with you in some way already. So the next type of audience is called the lookalike audience. So that's a lookalike of the custom audience. So for example, if you created a custom audience of your email list, you would then create a lookalike audience of that list. So you can do a 1% match, and then Facebook goes and finds those people that match quite closely to your custom audience. So you can spread that, you can make that a broader audience by going up to a 10% match. And the third type of audience is a saved audience. So this is where you use targeting. If you've got, you want to advertise in geographic locations, you would use that at this level. So that's what you call a saved audience. So today I'm going to show you 3 ways you can use these audiences to find your ideal client. So the first thing that we're going to do is set up some custom audiences. So we're going to set up people that have visited your website, because they're likely to be your ideal client, or they've engaged with you some way on Facebook or Instagram. So we're going to set up those 2 custom audiences. The second thing we're going to do is then do a lookalike of those, because they are going to be a match to the people who are already your clients. So that's a good way to find your ideal client. And then the third option that we're going to do is the targeting. So we're going to find out who your ideal client is and what they like, and bring up some targeting options there. So I'm going to give you a little demo on how to set all of this up. So let's get into my business manager. So here I am in my business manager. So it's just business.facebook.com. And if you don't have this set up properly, I'll drop a link in below, and you can jump on and make sure your business manager is set up. So here we're going to create our custom audiences first. So this is people who have interacted, who have been on our website. So we're going to use my pixel, so the code has been put on my website, so it's tracking all the people who allowed to be tracked, all the people on my website. So that information comes back to Facebook. So you can also you can do specific web pages. I won't go into too much detail here. For right now, we're just going to do all website visitors, but just know that there are lots of other options there. So if you're doing a launch, you could select initiate checkout, and you could target all the people who have initiated checkout but haven't yet purchased. But that's we won't worry about that for today. That's a lesson for another day. So today we're just going to do all website visitors. Now you can only go up to 180 days. So that's why it's a good idea, even if you're not running ads, to have your pixel installed, because Facebook can only collect data from when your pixel's installed. So even if you're not running ads, set that up, and then the data is being fed into Facebook of who's been visiting your website. So you can include people, exclude people. We're just going to keep it as that for now. Name this. So I'm going to say website visitors 180. And we're going to create the audience. Okay, so now it's at this point that we can create the lookalike. So this is why we're targeting for our ideal client, because we know that our ideal clients are going to our website. So now we're going to create a lookalike of that audience. So that we can get in front of them, so they're cold people. Facebook can go and find very similar people who are already visiting our website and show our ads in front of them. So we're going to go create a lookalike. So it's going to bring up website visitors 180 days. So you can do your location here. I'm just going to do Australia, but you can absolutely change that. And I'm going to do a 1%. So this is where you can go up to 10%. So if you want to get a bigger, broader audience, you could go up to 10%. But I want it to be kept quite close to the people that are currently visiting my website. So I'm just going to go create audience. Oops, I've already done this. So you can't create. I've already done this already. So site visitors. Okay, so here's my look. So we'll pretend that that happened, but there it is there. So it's an audience size of 210,000. It says my website has got low traffic, so I am I've only built my website like a month ago, so yeah, it would definitely have low traffic, but I can fix that with Facebook ads as well. Okay, so the second type of custom audience we're going to do is we're going to do an audience of people who have engaged with our social accounts. So I'm going to go Instagram account. And I'm going to choose my, oops, hasn't got my account. So everybody who engaged with this account in the last 365 days. So I'm going to say IG engaged 365, create audience. And then I am going to create a lookalike audience in Australia. But I could do this for the US as well. So all the people that have engaged with my Instagram account, we're going to create a 1% lookalike on those as well. So that's create audience. Then we're going to create one more custom audience, and that's going to be all the people who have interacted on my Facebook page in the last 365 days. So I'm going to call this one FB engaged 365. Create, and then we're going to create a lookalike of that one as well for Australia, and it's going to be 1% as well. Create audience, create the lookalike. Okay, great. So we've got a few options there, and then we're going to create a saved audience. So I have created this one already. But yeah, I'll just go into it, edit, Actions, edit. So what I want to target potential online course creators. So I've chosen Australia, but you could, again, change this to any country. I want to target women who are aged between 40 and 55. That's my ideal client. And then I think about all of the things that these types of people would be interested in. So if you're an online course creator, you would know who, and probably follow Amy Porterfield. You would be interested in Brené Brown. You'd be interested in James Wedmore and the 4-Hour Work Week. But yeah, so they're the things that I kind of think about my ideal client and what they're interested in. So so that's what I have added in there. But if you were a stylist, you could add in brands. If you're a flute player, you could add in that people are interested in playing the flute. If you're into health, if your space or your course is about weight loss, you could do, and you're in Australia, you could do things like they're interested in Michelle Bridges. So just think about the types of people or the brands or the things that they're interested in. If they're parents, you can narrow down to that. Certain income brackets. If they're admins on a Facebook page, that could be a way you could find business owners if business owners is your target audience. So there's lots of different ways you can find it, but it's best just to put a few in here and then ask for Facebook suggestions as well. So Facebook has suggested to me Marie Forleo. Again, if you're a course creator, you would know who that is. Maybe Female Entrepreneur Association, Tony Robbins, entrepreneurship. So yeah, once you sort of give Facebook a few options, they can really help you work out a few more suggestions there. So that's a good way to do it. And you want to have about up to 10 interests or behaviors or demographics in this section, just to give Facebook a really good idea of who your ideal client is. I'm just going to update that one. Okay, so now we have our 3 types of audiences. So I'm just going to just recap those again. So what I would do next is create a video views ad, and I would do 3 different ad sets. I would do a lookalike of my website visitors. I would do a lookalike of Instagram and Facebook engaged. So that would, ad set 1 would be website visitors. Ad set 2 would be Facebook or Instagram engaged, and audience ad set 3 would be the targeted one. And then underneath those ad sets, I would have 2 different types of ads. So I would do a video, and then I would do images made into a video, just to test those 2 types of creatives under that ad. So what I have found with this, doing those ad sets, is generally Facebook comes to a point, I guess if you've done it right, they do, you may get an error message to say that your ad sets are very similar. So that's actually a good thing, because that means the people who you're targeting and your lookalikes are similar. So in a way, that's good. And if Facebook asks you to combine those audiences, then yeah, go ahead and do that. So yeah, so just to recap, that is the way to find your ideal client. So just go through this again. So we've set up custom audiences, we've done the lookalike audiences, and then that's a lookalike of your current client. So that's how we get our ideal client. And then we've done the targeting as well. So that's how we find our ideal client. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this webinar again. So if you want to jump onto my website, staceyhughes.co. You can register for the next webinar. If you jump on Zoom with me, we can workshop this together and build out your audiences so that you can run ads and find your ideal client. See you later.